Today's question comes from an email. How do I learn to let go and move on with my life? A close relative will not forgive something that happened in the past and refuses to talk about it. I've tried, but have been told nothing will change and to get used to not having them in my life. That's definitely not easy, especially that it's a close relative, because it's not like, well, likely it's not like there's someone who you're gonna have no hearing anything about them, no seeing them, no anything. Because they're a close relative, other people are gonna mention or spend time with them, so that's still gonna be popping up in your mind, most likely. Well, I mean, you said it. The intention is to let go and move on with your life. And that may or may not mean forever. Maybe they'll change their mind at some point. But in the meantime, that is something that you have to do. If you wanted to say your piece, if it was truly a misunderstanding, I would say write it in a letter and either decide to send it or not send it. At least then it's not an intrusive way, but you are still getting out your piece. If you decide not to send it, then you can just keep it for either some other time or just keep it forever. If you really believe that this is something forever and ever, you could destroy it. But I would say keep it. Put a date on it and keep it, unless you think that they may be more open to even reading it with an open mind. If you think that you'll send it and you've poured your heart out in this letter and you'll send it to them or ask someone to give it to them and they'll just throw it away without even looking at it, it's not going to be the right time for them to receive that letter. But if you want to get out what's in you and express it to them, you can still do that to them, but in a letter, even if they never see it. How do you learn to let go? This is one of those easier said than done things. And it's definitely easier said than done, especially when you feel like life is going on. You know, years are going to pass. If, regardless of the letter or not, if you've decided then you're going to respect their decision and not try to mend that relationship, whether you didn't do anything and it was a total misunderstanding, or whether you did do something and you feel remorse. Either way, you can take a lesson from this. It's a small thing, but it's something that you can actually do. You can take a lesson from it. How did things get to where they were with that person? Whether it was a misunderstanding, maybe you weren't clear in your communication, maybe you weren't sure about something but you didn't ask them. What was your role in it? Or if it was something that you did, then it's even easier. Because in all of your other relationships, both the ones that you have presently and anything else in the future, any kind of friendship, anything at work, either one of those things, you can still apply that. I don't want that to happen again with someone else, so I'm going to be clear in my communication. I don't want that to happen again with someone else, so I'm not going to act that way, whichever it is. And that may seem like a small consolation, and it is right now, but with any luck, we're all going to have a lot of life left. And if you learn something very painfully, that you can then make other things better in your present and future because of it, it makes it a little, I don't want to say a little more okay, but it makes it just slightly not as bad. I hope that helped you. I know it's definitely not easy. I've had that happen in the past, and it was something that I did that I regretted, but the person understandably didn't even want to hear it. And it feels awful, but I also learned firsthand for myself not to treat someone that way again. So it ended up good for a whole lot of other people since. Thank you so much, and I'm sending you a ton of love, and have a wonderful day.